market that's turning a little bit left on us, and how do we make it appealing? Well, one of the things that we can do is, obviously, we have to price it correctly, right? That's the key, from the buyer's perspective. So, are we really competitive? That's the next place down. We can't overprice. Can we be in market? Well, here's what the market has shown, but now we have to look at everything. Not just, okay, we'll be the same price as the guy down the street. What about your condition? What about your location? What about all of that? Because that all matters. And if you're not really equal and competitive there, then the only thing you can be is in front of the market. That's the word you want to use, in front of the market, not below the market, because below is a negative word, in front of the market. Now, what if they don't want to do that? How do we get a buyer to be positive? Let's talk about a seller's buy down, and I'll tell you why that's positive rather than negative. Because that's directed towards the buyer. It encourages the buyer to come in and at least look, and it does a lot of good. Let me tell you why. The system of a buyer's buy down is this. It's the seller going into the market, and for a qualified buyer, have to be qualified, they put up some cash. So maybe they're going to put up $5,000, $10,000, and they're going to buy down the interest rate. Now that means it's even going to be less than what they could get it for now, all right? But here's the keys for the buyer. It's not that the interest rate will go down, because interest rates are already low. So we have to talk about the other things it does for the buyer. Well, first of all, it's going to lower their income of what they have to qualify. And one of the biggest problems we have with people buying homes is they don't have enough income to qualify. See, they're all looking at mortgage rates. Well, that's just great. If you can't qualify for the loan, the difference doesn't make. We can give you interest at 2%. So, for example, if we take a property at $500,000, and let's say they could get a loan for 5%, and we could go in and for $5,000, we could lower that 0.5%. That means that instead of $125,000 a year income, a buyer only needs $111,000. Now that's important because it opens up the market. You have a bigger pool of buyers, and it means that that buyer needs less income. Also, it's going to lower their mortgage payment, which is going to be helpful, but not a lot. But here's the real key for the seller. The seller has to understand now, in order to do that, you came up with $5,000 cash. We now can advertise that in a positive way. We can say on this listing, exclusive through August 31st for a qualified buyer, an interest rate of even less than the 4.78, blah, 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 and you